Welcome back, everybody. Culture Reacts.
Yep.
Today, we're reacting to Dr. Umar, and the title of the video is Dating Interracially is a Form of Self Hatred. What the?
By the way, for some of our audiences who have never heard of Dr. Umar Johnson,
Yeah.
would you kindly just
Actually, sorry, it's actually Dr. Umar
Umar
Ifatunde.
Ifatunde? He changed his name
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. So that's officially what he wants to be known by. And I think a lot of content creators maybe haven't caught on to that fact, but he actually made it really clear recently.
That his name needs to be Fatunde.
Yeah, he's trying to
Umar.
change the consciousness, so we're gonna go with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Johnson is a slave name, basically.
Yeah. He's a Pan-Africanist,
Yeah.
pro-black, unapologetic pro-black individual. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what's up.
Let's go into it.
Cool. Let's go.
Let me ask you this question, right? Just to go back to the dating outside your race. You once said that dating interracially is a form of self-hatred.
Absolutely.
Why do you believe that?
Absolutely. Because why do you want to stare in the face of a member of the people who have committed the greatest human atrocities against your people? These are the people.
Is that only specifically to white people, or do you mean if they date an Asian woman or Indian woman? Is that still the same?
Well, I got two answers. If we dealing with white people,
right?
Why would you want one of them after what they've done to us and continue to do? Because your white girlfriend's still a racist. She still doesn't value black life. You understand? That white man Serena Williams is married to, he don't value black life. You understand? That white woman that took $1 billion from Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, yeah.
She don't value black life, right? I can give you countless examples of people I've met in therapy.
No, but hold on. So he said that white woman that took whatever $1 billion from Tiger Woods, she doesn't value black life. How do you know that? Is it because she took $1 billion from Tiger Woods? How does he
know that? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but there's plenty of white women that have taken. What about Jeff Bezos' wife?
What about
there's plenty of white women that have taken a lot of wealth from white men.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of black women that have taken a lot of wealth from black men.
From black men.
You watch what are these shows? The wives, basketball wives.
Yeah.
They're all divorced. That's Shaq's wife and whoever's wife, so based on that, I don't know, that's not a strong argument. But okay.
By the way, with regards to this topic, for some people might think it's a bit controversial, but I think it's actually really quite straightforward, right? Look, if you ask me, in fact, Tiger Woods is on top of that fact. Tiger Woods is interracial himself. He has a black father and an Asian mother.
Yeah.
Right? Why is he defending Tiger Woods, whereby Tiger Woods is not technically 100% black?
Well, okay, if you're familiar with Dr. Umar's
what is his philosophy? Okay.
He considers, because African genes are dominant,
okay,
he says there's, even if you are half black, you're black. Okay. So he'll accept you in his movement if you are at least African in some senses, you've got one African parent, and if you're psychologically black. So if you identify with the black cause, he considers you black even if you have a white parent.
I never knew that. I never knew that. You see, I also learned something new. So you see, those type of technicalities, if you ask me, they are strawman arguments at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you're saying, oh, pro-black, and if a smidgen of black counts because you had a white girlfriend or an Asian girlfriend or an Indian girlfriend, as long as there's a smidgen of black, you black.
Yeah.
How do we justify these things? By the way, I see what he's trying to do in terms of the black cause or to empower black people to get to a certain place. However, I think this is taking us personally 2 steps back. You know, with regards to, there is empowerment that needs to be addressed with regards to resources and stuff.
Yeah.
That Now, with regards to social dynamics and issues that relate to families, you see, this is more of a domestic case. It's an isolated domestic case of dating. Well, it's not domestic, but it's a family issue. You get what I'm saying? Tiger Woods getting divorced is a family issue. But culturally, like you said, it's happening to everyone. Everyone is getting divorced anyway.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that is my not overall takeaway, but I'm just saying let's not isolate the general picture for things that are isolated in terms of family.
Yeah, okay, let's let them explain more.
Who were called the N-word by white husbands and white wives. You understand me? White people who have sex with you. Didn't the slave master sleep with our mothers and grandmothers? So just because they land in the bed with you, what makes you think that they shed their racism? They don't. White people are racist. All white people are racist. There's no exceptions. They might not all be bigots, but they're all racist.
So, if all white people are racist, are all black people racist? Or can black people be racist?
Well, okay, again, that's where you have to explain. He's not just Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Umar and a lot of sort of leftists have redefined racism.
Okay.
To not mean, when we say racist, we're saying that discriminating against somebody based on the skin color.
Yes.
What they are saying, but look, by that definition of racist, anybody can be a racist.
Okay.
But what they are saying, they redefine it and say that no, racism is about power. So because white people have power and you don't, then it's not possible for you to be racist. That's what they're saying. But they move the goalpost.
I see what I'm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see.
Now there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
But the redefined words.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
They all want their people to dominate unfairly the resources, the opportunities, and the privileges of this society.
So
every white person.
What about the people that just say love is love, right?
Who believes love is love?
I mean, that's most people's answer.
That might be most black people. Love ain't love for most white folks. Everything white people do has a political purpose. Everything white people do has a political purpose. Ain't no love is love with white folks.
Would we be considered racist if we only date within our race?
No, that's what you call race loyalty. And racism is a group system.
Yeah.
Of exploitation, discrimination, oppression, bias, where one group seeks to deny all members of another group their fair share of resources, opportunities, and privileges. You know why you can't be a racist? You don't own a damn thing white people need in order to live.
He's answering what we were talking about, basically.
Yeah. The redefined racism.
Which is exactly what you were talking about.
So again,
bro, this is a rabbit hole. Like, it is a bit of a rabbit hole. Yeah. Not in the sense that I would get lost in that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
But I'm just seeing why someone would look. I'm not saying that every black person shouldn't believe in what they believe. I mean, this is an opinionated human being. He has his own opinions. But I can say it's a rabbit hole in the sense that if you don't have your not own talking points, but if you haven't done your own research or you don't necessarily understand what you stand for, I can easily see why you could,
Yeah. So if you're looking for somebody to blame, I think if you're that mentality, you easily gravitate towards this. Now, it's not to say
that everyone has that perspective.
Yeah. No, it's not to say that. Look, there's some validity. I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
With this kind of thinking. But let me. What am I saying? Look, I can see what he's talking about, like in terms of he's making the case that marriage is marriage period. Never mind. He said that with white people, love is not love. No, with everybody, with women are hypocrites. Well, no matter what color they are, they marry across socioeconomic lines. So yes, there is an aspect of marriage which is economic. So I see the argument that we are lost in line, so we can't afford to be taking our resources and giving them to
the level that we have.
Yeah, to another group.
I get it.
Yeah, there's an argument.
I get it in a sense.
Yeah.
Of protect your resources and make sure that it doesn't get wasted. I don't know in that sense, but to emphasize groupthink.
Yeah.
To emphasize groupthink is very, I think, not smart or articulate, but that catches people more because you want to be a part of something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The groupthink is easier to say they and us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the lack of accountability is another one that we never spoke about. When it's individual based, when the conversation is individual based, screw you This is me and my family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to think as a collective. Whether it's a white person or a black person who comes in and robs my house, I am not thinking about what color you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're messing with my space or my world. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where I'll react. So again, I don't want to talk the point, but you know, when you tend to do the group thing, it tends to have a bit of I would say holes that can be poked as well. You know.
Yeah. What am I trying to say? Again. There's merit. Let me put it like this. Look, there's merit to group thinking to a degree.
Yes.
For example, if you remember one time when we went out, we bumped into an Afrikaans lady, and do you remember with the?
Oh yes. Remember that.
Remember, so we had a pretty cool and open conversation.
Yeah.
About race relations and this and that. And she was saying she will never marry outside of the Afrikaans culture.
Okay.
Not even a white English speaking man.
Okay.
She wants an Afrikaans man, and she got Afrikaans man.
Oh, okay.
Good for her.
Yes. Does that make it racist?
No, for him that's racist. For us, it's race loyalty.
So she's being race loyal in that example.
So and we spoke about Orania off camera earlier on.
Yeah.
The success. That's what there's merit to what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, for me personally, having observed black people for a long time in my lifetime, and you just read throughout, I just feel like the black people are not pulling in the same direction.
In terms of that level of success of what they are doing in that community.
Yes. And call me whatever, maybe I've given up. I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel like many great men have tried in the past, so like rally black people to a cause. Like we can't even do something simple like buy black. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not even doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
that's actually a good campaign. Sounds like
they've tried. People have tried to do. People have tried. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So my whole thing is, if this is my official thing. If I felt like black people were pulling in one direction, and it was like a real thing, and there was that mentality around us, I would subscribe to this. I would say, yeah, no dating outside.
Okay.
For the sake of the people, and then maybe when we've caught up, then people can whatever. Because now, like economically, whatever.
Okay.
The only thing is, I just feel like we've never pulled together. We're not pulling together. I don't think we're going to pull together. So therefore, I don't see the difference. You can live this philosophy for yourself if you want to. I'm just saying I don't see the reason that you should be pressured because it doesn't help. You can do it by yourself, this mentality, but most black people want to put in the same direction.
Which is
so that's my opinion.
Okay.
It's fine. He has the faith, it looks like, for the cause. But then you also wonder, is it really faith, or is it because you've been eating?
Like in this cause,
like you committed now. Publicly, you're committed to this whole thing, and you're eating off of it.
Okay.
Like
to the narrative.
Yeah, this narrative is your bread and butter.
Okay.
So whether it's actually working or whatever,
it doesn't matter. It gets the people going.
It gets the people going. You know, like that. Like Dr. Umar was in South Africa less than a month ago. You see what I mean? All expenses paid.
Yeah.
You know, I know he didn't get paid for the engagement in cash, but they covered his hotels and flights and whatever.
Okay.
Hey man, it's a nice life. It's a nice cushy life. I'd also like to go somewhere, Norway, and talk.
Get paid.
Talk my talk.
Yeah.
You know, what a cushy life. So I don't know if he's really got faith or he's eating. This is a career now. He's like a traveling preacher.
Okay.
You know, like that. Yeah. But anyway, we're going on. Let's hear what Dr. Umar has.
True. White people need you for nothing, but you need them. Whose schools our kids go to? Theirs.
True.
Our money in whose banks? Theirs. Who's building the houses we need to rent and buy? Them. Who's shipping our stuff around the world that we need to order to live? Them. You follow me? They don't need us for shit. We need them for everything. We are as dependent on white people today.
All right, cool. Again, he said some things and I said some things and I want to connect them a little bit.
Okay.
He said, whose schools do we go to? Theirs.
Okay.
be honest, I'm sure you've had the same experience. Growing up, back in the 90s, going to public school here was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was pretty mixed back then, blacks and whites. By now, all the whites have left, they've gone to private schools.
Very true. In most middle schools, what you realize, like, there's not a lot of, I would say, white kids in those schools.
Those are white people basically have no choice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So here's what I will say. I've experienced this, and I'm sure you have. When we were growing up, our white teachers were super professional. Took their jobs pretty serious. They educated us well, whatever. When we were in high school, we started to experience a few black teachers coming in. Did you notice a drop off in quality? I did.
Okay.
I definitely did. The one
you guys were actually the new OBE system. We were
there was that as well. Top of it. Yeah. I noticed a drop.
Okay.
Like I noticed when we had the one black teacher for English. Okay. Everybody knows English higher grade is challenging in high school.
Of course.
If you're doing English on high grade.
Okay.
The black teacher comes, dude, we used to talk about it like, nah man, we can feel these are not the levels. You know,
wow,
we had that conversation, and then I scored high that term. I was like, this is suspicious. I don't get mark like this.
Yeah,
it's showing that it's easy.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? I'm real talk, and this is not to say there are no black excellent teachers out there. They probably are.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that you spoke about responsibility. I think we tend to let ourselves down. Why must that be the case?
Oh, okay. That the standards drop.
Yeah, that the standards drop.
We're okay with that mediocrity.
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you come into a school that was Model C, that was getting 100% matric pass every year.
Yeah.
As soon as darkies come in,
the standards
drop.
I think that is in every type of, besides the education system, you know, living in South Africa, we know different industries whereby there's things that most black people still complain about with regards to things like service delivery and so forth, you know. Like you said, there are black gems within that group, but it's hard for them to stand out. You get what I'm saying? It is hard for them to stand out because of that type of mentality that has been perpetuated now. Of, you know, the standard has been dropped so much. So remember, even the pass rate, I was actually surprised. Like now the pass rate is actually also going lower. Remember the pass rates back in the day was like 50-40%. I think now it's like 35%.
Or like to pass a subject.
Yeah, to pass a specific subject or grade.
That time was 40.
Yeah. That was 40 standard grade and 40 high grade, but 40 was the standard, right? Now I think it's a bit less.
3.3.
Dude, it's like in the lower 30s. Crazy. You see what I'm saying? It goes to show with regards to the standards of dropped. And using that example, I think we can take this overall that with their service deliveries and everything that's going on. And by the way, this is not isolated to South Africa, because it's just a general idea of things getting from a certain level to another level. I think most countries have that, you know, a problem anyway. But it's interesting. But let's get back into it, man.
Yeah, well, before we do, I just remember one more example. Just, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Primary school, when I was in grade 4, playing soccer, and then my white friend Nicholas, his mom was our coach. Do you know what I mean? I remember the white parents were always involved in school.
Okay.
You know, on the school.
On the touchlines, they were there. Yeah.
You know,
and they give you oranges.
She got us nice orange in the top time. Having a great time, man. It was awesome. Then for whatever reason, the next year, Nick's mom couldn't do it anymore, and then I can't mention the man's name, but because you know the guy, I'll tell you, he's dead to go.
Okay,
black guy. What a disappointment. No orange slices. I don't know if you remember back in the day, man. On match day, on a Saturday morning, we used to have cards or something, like with your name and whatever, like because the games were official. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like an official league.
Yeah.
You can't play with. Man forgot the cards one day. We forfeited the game.
Okay.
Dude, you know how that hurts when you're 10.
Hey,
I was so sad.
Listen, the match was forfeited not because you guys like did something wrong in the game.
No,
because he forgot.
Because the black coach let a bunch of 10-year-olds down because he's not serious. Dude, Nick's mom was serious. Like nothing ever went wrong. Everything went perfect.
Dude, that is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And from a 10-year-old, I can imagine.
Yo, this is what I'm talking about. There's a lack of seriousness. And people like Dr. Umar Johnson are going to talk about, it's the mental damage of the whites. Okay, fine, but like, so what now? What, we're victims forever? So we're never going to be held accountable. We're never going to lift our standards, and try to lift ourselves to the people. And that's why I say I find it hard to have this group think and like throw myself with everybody, because now, I mean, it's over. If that's what you're saying, dude, it's over then. Then why do we bother then? It's over because the whites. There's truth to all of that. But it's also true that we need to lift the standards.
And you need to be accountable for your own individual self.
Exactly.
And don't say you need someone to save you.
Exactly. So
anyway, let's go.
As we was when slavery ended 157 years ago.
So,
in my opinion, if you talk to an integrationist, and say, how far have we come since slavery? Oh, we've come very far. We got a black president. Now we got a black vice president. We got a black Supreme Court justice. We got about 10 black billionaires. We got about 100 black millionaires.
Ain't shit changing.
Because their definition of progress is based exclusively on superficial assets. Are you following me?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the integrationist. Now you come to me, the nationalist, the Pan-African nationalist. How much progress have we made since slavery? Zero. But Dr. Umar, how can you say that? Black people got master's degrees, doctorate degrees, houses in white neighborhoods. We own our own businesses. We got millionaires. We got tech companies. Here's my question. To what extent are we now in a better position to protect and dictate the lives of our children today than we was when slavery ended? Let me ask it another way. When slavery ended, we owned 1/2% of all the wealth in America. Guess how much we own now?
The same.
1/2 of 1% of all the wealth in America. What the fuck has changed? Nothing at all but the appearance of things.
Right.
The only thing they did when they ended slavery is change the way it looked. They traded in slavery. Before the 13th Amendment, we were owned by individuals. We was the property of individual slaveholders. After the 13th Amendment, we became property of the government itself. We are slaves of the state.
You know what, dude? I feel like we can wrap this up. But just to emphasize what he's talking about, right, with regards to property and, where black people were. Again, it goes back to what we were just saying right now. With regards to, yes, these things did happen in the past. We are not taking away those things that happened. But what's the solution? And how do you integrate people in such a way that they can buy into such an ideology, but that is constructive enough, like we spoke about Orania, right? As an example of a groupthink that actually had an end result. That they were able to build a semi-autonomous town. I'm not saying what they believe in is right. However, how they came about to be in that position of sustainability, you can take away some notes from there.
On that, I think we will wrap this video up. I'll just have one more thing to say about this. So maybe we can do a part 2.
Okay.
I think let's split it up because it is getting long, right? He mentioned about how many black institutions have been built. Okay, let's apply to South Africa, right?
Okay, cool.
When the Afrikaners took over from the British, right, they went and built institutions. Afrikaners made their people's dream a reality. They captured the country and they started to build Afrikaner institutions. And remember, we even got sanctioned and the country was closed off and they had to find solutions or whatever. And they ran a successful ship. Right? They built Afrikaans schools and wada. In fact, we're in June right now, June 16. They tried to make Afrikaans the language of instruction,
and hence the uprisings.
They're actually proud of their culture. Since our leaders took over, what have they done to make the black dream, if there's even a black dream, come true? They didn't build black institutions and all this stuff. They've been looting the government ever since. Whose fault is that? Okay, in America, I'll give them a pass in the sense that they're a minority in our country.
Okay.
Okay, fine. But I'm saying let's go to a place when black people did get political power.
Okay.
What did they use it to do? Who are you gonna? We're gonna blame mental slavery again. So again, it's not us. We're just mentally enslaved. So that's why we didn't bother to build stuff for our people. Maybe you don't care to build stuff for your people. You know, there's no Xhosa University. There's no Zulu University. There was no effort to make an African language and mode of instruction or whatever. Whose fault is that?
I see.
We've got to hold that out, bro.
You
know,
accountability.
Accountability once again. So I don't know. Yeah.
It's a again, guys. By the way, this is a very deep rabbit hole, but nonetheless, guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the link, for the rest of the video, right? In the description.
Sure. Or just cut this video in half, and we'll come back with pick it up.
With part two. Yeah. Then we'll just continue and then finish the rest of the conversation up. So, guys, you know, very, very controversial for some, but interesting nonetheless, I think. But guys, let us know what you think about the conversation. It doesn't matter what color you are, from any perspective that you come from. Just let us know what you think about the whole thing. And do you agree? Do you disagree? Or where do you stand with regards to the whole conversation? We'll really appreciate those comments and keep them coming.
Right.
Yeah, guys. So catch us on part 2. We'll post a part 2.
Yeah.
So yeah. Please don't forget to share, please don't forget to like, and please, pretty please, don't forget to subscribe on the road to 1,000. So guys, we'll check you on the next video. Thank you for watching.
Peace.